Hey everyone, this is a video on how to look slimmer in photos. We got a lot of questions regarding this topic when we did our live chat, and we've been getting them throughout the year. So I finally decided to make one. I'm so sorry it took me so long, but here we go. The first thing I want to talk about really quick that is covered in a couple of our other videos, but if you've never watched one of our videos before, you won't know, is about the chin. And I'm just going to go really fast. Basically, you just want to pull your chin forward and pull your shoulders back. So when someone's taking a photo, you extend the chin, pull back, and then you won't have any problems if you're concerned about a double chin. And you can kind of see it from the side like that. You don't want to, maybe if you're taking a picture from the side, you don't want to like be jutting your face out like that. But from the front, it works really well, and it's helped me personally in a lot of pictures that are taken of me. If you want to make your arm a little thinner, we all know that, or the way to do it would be like, put your hands on your hips or something. We've all done it. Like, just extend the arm away from the body. And that is true. It does work like that, obviously. But you can't always be like this in all your photos. So something to think about is taking your arms off of your body. And a lot of times, like when I'm just sitting here talking, my arms are pressed up against my body. So it's making them smush out a little bit. So when you're taking a photo, just be sure to extend the arms away from the body. So, if you're reaching, don't with this arm, don't let it smush, let it be here. If you're doing something soft, like I instruct a lot of people to do something like this, don't have your arm pressed, separate it just a little bit, and you will get that separation that you do if you put your hands on your hips. Speaking of hands on hips, that is a pose that I think we have talked about before, where it's kind of like a basic pose, but it is also kind of like you're kind of pointing to one of the largest parts of your body when you're doing that. So if you're just standing here with your hands on your hips, you are basically saying, this is how wide my hips are. So to make yourself look a little slimmer in the midsection area, you can just bring it up to more of your waist. And that way you are you're putting your hands on and pointing to one of the slimmest parts of your body. And it gives more of the illusion that you kind of have like a curve going on. Another thing to do, maybe if you're in that position, to make your whole body seem a little thinner, is to kind of cross your legs over. If I'm standing like this, I'm wide. If I'm standing like this, my whole body becomes more narrow. And if you look at celebrity photos on the red carpet, a majority of them are crossing their legs. And that's because it just gives the illusion of it goes down and narrow and slender and nice. So let's say you're shooting with a wall or something. You're leaning up against a wall. Let's say there's a wall behind me. I don't have a good blank wall to show you on. Everything in our apartment's pretty much covered. But you're leaning up against a wall and you have one leg, knee up, and you're doing something. If you're just flat up against that wall and the camera is coming directly like how you're seeing me, you're just gonna look like how it is. If you, I feel weird just bouncing on my leg. If you lean forward, you are putting your midsection further away from the camera, and you're putting your chest area more towards the camera. So your chest is gonna look bigger and your tummy is gonna look smaller because you're pulling it away from the camera. So you basically instantly look a little thinner just because you are pushing that away. Another thing to do is if you're up against a wall, maybe if I don't know, you're leaning against a wall, you can just cover your tummy and kind of hug yourself. So you can be, I'm separating my arm right now. If I didn't, it would be like this. And you can kind of just hug in a way. And you're literally just covering, if your tummy section is the area you don't like, you're literally just covering it. And this would obviously, the crop on the camera that I'm doing it right now is kind of bad. But if they were saying, oh, I'm just going to do a midsection up shot, you can do stuff like that and it'll look nice and you're covering an area maybe you're more sensitive about. A trick I like to do to elongate the neck area is if you're kind of shooting from the side like this, and it's probably better if you do it more as a crop picture, But if you're shooting from the side, you're kind of just like this. And I know personally on my body, there are some lines right here when I turn my head. And so if I lean down towards the closest shoulder towards the camera and lean like this a little bit, it extends my neck and I don't have those lines anymore. So that's something that's really nice, that really elongates necks, which is what, you know, like models have, or like really long necks, you know. And that's something that's like a small trick that can help, especially if you're self-conscious about this area. A simple trick that you might already know is like, if you just put like your hands above your head, your body, obviously midsection up, instantly elongates itself. I know that like my tummy looks really awesome when I'm like, hi, you know. So simple poses, such as, sorry, my camera's cutting off, such as like this, or, you know, like just doing something with the arms extended up and away. It elongates the tummy and it also lifts the chest too, which is really nice. So that's another thing you can think about. Sitting is pretty horrific, but there's some chairs that are really cool, or some instances where like posing wise it's like really cool, but if you're trying to look like thinner, it can be a little scary. So one thing to do, I don't have like a bench seat, which would help, but if you're on like a longer chair or somewhere you can lean, instead of just like sitting, obviously there's things happening. If you like, if there's like a cushion or area right here, if you elongate that and sit like this, you're stretching this whole area out here. And then maybe if you like place your hand here or something, you're just stretching all of it out, and it's not just like, ugh. Another thing to do while sitting is just like covering it up. So, you know, do something like this, or, you know, stretch your arms down by your legs, and you're just covering that whole section up so you can't even freaking see it, so it's not even an issue, right? Another thing you can do that I'm not gonna demonstrate because I don't want to crawl on the ground right now is laying on your tummy. If the floor is a possibility, and it's like nice and pretty, you can just flat out lay on your tummy, you know, kick your legs up or something, or do cool poses like that, and then you're basically covering like obviously 50% of your body. And then if you like kind of arch your back a little bit, you can put like dips instead of just having your body be flat when you're laying down. It'll be nice, and it'll look more hourglassy while laying down, which is kind of impossible, but in a way, yes. And like the most ultimate thing to make you look thinner, which you have to talk to your photographer about, is shooting you from above or at a more above angle. That's gonna take, obviously, like your head, your shoulders, and your chest will be the biggest part of the picture, and then the rest will be smaller because it's further away from the camera. So if that's something you want to explore, talk to your photographer, and I'm sure they'd obviously be willing to work with you on that. I hope these tips helped. If you have any further questions on how to look slimmer in photos, like with certain body parts, please ask in the comments below, and we'll see you guys next time.